Go on then. It's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. No, you could try as hard as you want. She's just not going to be your friend. Never gives up. Right, morning world. Welcome to Sunday, 8th of September. And we're off to the farm. Oh, biscuit. Actually, before we go, last night, there's the level at the top. It rained a lot. I was laid in my bed, woke me up at 4:15 this morning, laid in my bed, and all I could think about, and it actually kept me awake, was my poor animals shut out of the barns, unable to get into any shelter, out in that rain. The only upside to lying in bed, feeling guilty about my cattle being out in that rain, was the knowledge that it shouldn't ever happen again. Once all this is completed and the yards are sorted and the roof's on and the Yorkshire board and it's all done, in the future all I'll have to do is open the gate and let them in, and they can come in out of that kind of weather. So yes, they're suffering this year. It's not cold, it is wet, but it's not cold. The cattle aren't happy out there, but it should be the last year. Right, we're going over to the farm in my Defender. Two reasons. One is I haven't got my Fiesta van because Emma's got it, because her car's out of MOT. They've only got one car and they had no means of shopping or anything. So they are limited what they can do in my van, but it's still better than walking. Come on. Biscuit, where are you? Come on, let's go. The second reason I'm taking my Defender is there's stuffing coming out of my seat. Is that? Hang on a minute. I'm going to pick up a bale from the farm. I don't know if it is or not. Something's definitely going on down here. I'm not going to rib at it today. Right, so ankle is definitely still improving. It's stiff first thing in the morning. So right now it's a bit stiff, but it's not what I would call painful. It's just uncomfortable still, just uncomfortable. But I can get around, that's the main thing. The state of that yard. All that is going to have to be scraped out of there, and then new stone put in, compacted down, before we could even think about concreting anything in there. There's still quite a long way to go, and it kind of depends. We're just waiting for Tim to finish his stuff, give me the bill, and then work out what I've got left. See if I can concrete. So that is the plan. So even if it takes me into some of my slush fund, so we always try and maintain a certain amount of money in the account, that if something breaks down, goes wrong, goes missing, whatever else, we have a certain amount of slush fund. But we are going to break into the slush fund this year if we have to, for concrete. Well, we're here, got the gates open, picked up today's rubbish left in the gateway, so obviously Someone stopped for lunch. I'll put that in the bin. All right, let's get in here and get a bail on. I'm actually a bit later over here than intended today. I've usually got this bit done by 10:15, and it's already 25 past. So Father's going to be sat at home in his chair wondering where I've got to. I mean, he probably knows where I've got to, but he'll still wonder, just in case. Right then, fans are off. The fans are off because it's so wet. There was no point in dragging wet air in and through the crop. The idea is we want to cool it down and dry it, not cool it down and damp it. Come on. Psst. I know, I saw what you were up to. If I just turn my back and don't look at him, I want to go playing Hunt the Mousey, not sit in the tractor. But I'm going across the road and I don't want you following me, so she's got to come in. Did I take the key at the door? I hope I took the key at the door. I did take the key at the door. That didn't shut. That did. What gear are you in? Third. Okay, let's go second. Second's enough. That's got it. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. So one or two of you have said, oh, what a waste of time. One bale at a time. You know, why can't you come over with a trailer and do it with a trailer? Well, there's a couple of reasons for doing it one at a time. One of them being is, cattle aren't eating it that fast. Might get through 2 a week. And to be honest, to come over and spike 20 or 18 or even 10, that's bales with holes in them for 5 weeks. Well, they'll spoil. So rather than letting the bales spoil, I'd rather bring them over one at a time when I'm coming over. It's not like I'm making a special trip. I'm coming over to see my dad anyway, so I'm here anyway. So it's no real lack of efficiency in some ways, most ways. That'll do. And I'm not spoiling the bales. Doesn't take very long, does it? So you can go out mouse hunting again now. Come on. You're a big chap, ain't you? Eh? Well, at least you are compared to that chap. You're not as big. Definitely bigger. That is outside temperature, I think. 20 degrees. Still no point in putting the fans on. Right, some of you might wonder why I've left the loader like this. Simple reason is we've got an oil seal leak on here, something to be repaired, needs a new seal. If I put the forks down flat on the floor, what happens is it tends to settle backwards, and as it settles, that leaks, and I end up with drops of oil on the floor. I'd just rather not have oil on the floor, so that's why I park it like that, just in case you wondered. It actually feels like 20 degrees as well. I can feel the sun on the back of my neck. After last night and that pissing rain, I mean, everything's drying. Hello, Mr. Crane Fly. So this is Mr. Crane Fly. And we know it's Mr. because he's got a blunt bum. If it was a Mrs. Crane Fly, she'd have a pointy bum for laying eggs. So yeah, that's Mr. Looking for or already had a fun time with Mrs. We don't like crane flies. You going in? Go on in, here you go. I read something a while ago. I don't know if it was one of Gareth Wyn Jones's posts, something where somebody was saying, oh, we shouldn't harm crane flies because they're such excellent pollinators. I did laugh when I saw that. I don't know if you're aware, crane flies could not be less interested in flowers. All they're interested in is the plant roots. So once they're hatching, they're flying around, they don't go on, smell the flowers and spread pollen. No. All they're interested in once they're hatching out the ground and flying, breeding. You know, breed, lay eggs, die. That's the end of the cycle. So the damaging bit is the leather jacket when they're underground, eating all the roots of your plants. That's pollinators. My arse. Do you know what? Some people state some things and they genuinely think they're clever. And just occasionally, before you go and open your gob, just do a bit of research. Just telling the cat what she thought of it. So, cat didn't care a bit, so yeah. Not sure where the doggy paw prints have come from, but perhaps that's my daughter's borrowing it. I should get her to wash it for me. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? Anyway, I got back from T'other Farm for lunch. I'd forgotten. Mrs. P and the girls are out this afternoon. They've gone to some look-alike concert somewhere. Chepstow, I think it was. Chepstow Racecourse. So they've gone over there to watch a load of tribute bands, I suppose is what the other word for it, play. And that's fine by me because it's meant I've had a lovely peaceful couple of hours. So I've just watched, what was it? Remus and Romulus, an Italian movie with subtitles, basically the birth of Rome, Remus and Romulus. I always thought of them as the two brothers brought up by a wolf, but obviously the story that I just watched was what happened after the wolf left or died, because they were in their late 20s. The wolf wouldn't last that long, so I know I'm rambling on a bit, but I'm just filling in time while I'm doing this. So cattle are all back down the bottom of the field. I know they're not really keen on that coarse bale of hay I've put in there, the hot one. So while they're not looking, we're going to give them something a bit more palatable. So still trying to be good and rest my ankle. It is feeling better. I'm definitely walking on it better now, but I think I might have said before, and if I didn't, I'll say it again. I consider this to be like a dangerous time. You know, it feels better, so I can do more, whereas in reality probably it feels better, but I need to be cautious. Oh yep, someone's coming up the field. I might have misjudged this wrong. Right, let's shut this off quick. That's the bale off. Right, back down. See if I can get out there and get this in before. Thing is, as soon as I hear the skid steer start up, they're going to come bawling up the field, aren't they? Have I left it too late? Only one coming up for a minute. I don't have much time. Unfortunately, the bale did not fall on its end like I wanted it to. So I'm going to have to unwrap it a bit differently. Carefully. I don't want to cut that net. Smells really nice, that bit, actually. Am I going to get there in time? If it's just one, I might get away with the gate open. Maybe. Here comes everyone else. That wasn't too bad. They weren't interested in getting out. They're more interested in getting into that. Here they come. Hello, boys and girls. That's it, you bloody idiot. You chuck it all over the floor. You want a drinky? How's that? That better? Hello, mate. What a waste, eh? What a waste. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So, well, at least the ground underneath is still pretty firm. Don't walk in that, all right? I'll put that over there so you haven't got to get up to your elbows in bloody muck. So don't walk in it. That would be stupid. So once this is all done, that's done, surface is done, pretty determined we're going to concrete it. Surface is done, we won't have as much of a problem out here. Alright, they're still going to come in and out of the gate, so there's going to be some concentration of footfall there coming in and out, but the intention is to stone that, maybe this year. We'll just see how time and funds go, but they'll be being fed in here then, with, if it all comes to plan, feed barrier there, probably feed barrier at the top, and then all this down here will be feed area, which will be sort of similar to 1.5 or 2 of those ring feeders with the space at this end, and possibly the same that end. It just gives us options. So, but it also means that they can come out here and have something to eat when it's down with rain, and then they've got a choice in the summer. They can either go back out there, or they can let them back in there. I mean, it's nice to have the barn clean and disinfected, but you know, yeah. One thing with the rain though, I reckon it will have freshened up the grass a bit. So, yeah. How much of that they're going to chuck on the floor? I reckon 10% of that is going on the floor, because they just can't help themselves. Vandals. Oh, they're going to have a play on the pile of dirt. Lovely. Drinky? All right, you carry on. I've got to look at me. You can have a drinky. Yeah, you can. Hello. That's that feisty little effer. If you're here anytime, 194, she'll come up to you and she'll put her head down. You go scratch her head, and she starts giving it all that. So yeah, she's a feisty little madam. She is. Right. Well, I don't think they're unhappy. I think they'd be happier if they could come in. But yeah, last night they were unhappy, but then it was chucking down rain last night, and I felt guilty. So, and now I feel a little bit guilty that I'm wandering around in this, but that is only halfway up the hoof. They're not wallowing in it, and hopefully by the time that gets to the point where they would be, this in here will be finished. I hope. Got to work out how I'm going to sort that manhole cover out there, because that level there with the concrete, I might have to cut it off down here somewhere and then look at that later on. Put a little slope down there perhaps, I don't know. I think I'm regretting spreading that out there, in hindsight, I can dig it up, do some fetch that out of there with a tooth bucket. It won't take many minutes, but it's still, then I got a load of stuff to get rid of. Unless I can put it in a hole somewhere. Maybe out there. Maybe put some of this out there and stone that out by the trough. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Right, I think that's about it for today. Not a lot's happened. It's been a fairly quiet day as far as stuff on the farm is concerned. Well, it is Sunday, isn't it? So hopefully tomorrow, weather's going to be okay. Tim and Scott can make a start on getting the roof sheets up. Doesn't look great for tomorrow, I will say. So obviously if it's wet they can't, because it won't be safe. Tuesday looks a better day. But yeah, I reckon a day and a half, 2 days, they should have that up on there. That's that bit then done. Then it's just the Yorkshire boarding at the end, and we're trying to get a hold of the manufacturer, or the manufacturer that Tim uses anyway, to get price and availability for these little concrete panels that go on the bottom. Because I think that's going to be the thing. I think the grain level out here is going to be higher than inside, so I need a physical barrier to put up against, and then if we do feed from here, one of the reasons it's higher is because dexters are small. I don't want them to have to reach over and out too far to feed. So yeah, if it's 8 or 9 inches higher this side, that's okay by me, I don't mind that. But yeah, we need the concrete panels in there to separate the two sides so I can do that. So, and we're just still in the process of thinking how many do we want, but I'm reckoning 1, 2, 3. I can't make my mind up whether to put a gate in here. One of the reasons being is it's a little bit higher. I don't think skid steer go out through there, but that's about it. But it's a little bit higher this side. So if I would want to get in with a little tractor or something like that, I mean, or yeah, so do I put a panel there, or do I put panels down there? Because if it's dry and there's not a lot of slurry, I could quite easily feed down here. And that means that the bales can go undercover, underneath here. And that's kind of the point of having the overhang, is to have the feed out here. I'm really struggling to make my mind up which way to go, and I think until the concrete's down, as in when we do that, and we work out how much height we've got between here and there, because skid steer is this high, so we're only going to have 8-9 inches above the top of the skid steer underneath this. So do I want anything driving out that way at all? Do you see what I mean? So feed barriers there, or a feed barrier there and a gate there perhaps, or yeah. Questions. Whatever happens, the roof and the concrete, when that's all done, job's not completed. There's still going to be a load to think about and a load to do before it's really ready for them to come in. Yeah, you know what it is. You start a little job, oh, a couple of hours, 50 quid, I'll have that done. 3 days later and 400 quid later on, you finished it. You know, that sort of thing? That's where this is heading. But if it's done, and as long as I do it right, first time, I will never have to do it again. See you tomorrow.